Good morning and welcome to First Class Yoga. I'm Barb and I'm happy to be here with you today. Today we're going to be doing a complete yoga class. So go ahead and stand with your feet nice and parallel, what we call mountain pose or Tadasana. And you want to go ahead and lift that chest up and draw those shoulders down your back. Head is nice and straight. Abs are engaged, holding you nice and tall. Pressing the feet down into the floor, lengthening the crown of the head up to the skies. Breathing nice, long, deep breaths. And now inhale, sweep the arms up, clasp the hands above you in prayer position and bring them back down to the heart center. So all the breathing is through the nose. Inhale. And exhale. Just find that breath nice and slow. Again, inhale and exhale. And go ahead and release that down. And let's go ahead and open that stance a little bit wider and then just lift one heel and twist side to side. Starting to move the circulation in the body. Rolling out the shoulders, bending the knees, lifting the heel, moving the legs, shifting the weight. And go ahead and bring yourself back to that neutral position in our mountain pose again. And let's go ahead and come into a little bit of balance today. So working with balance, we're going to go ahead and raise that right leg forward and that left arm forward. And step it back down. And inhale, raise up, hold that tummy in nice and tight, and place it back down. So you want to be holding your belly in, at the same time focusing on something that's not moving. Breathe, and release. Last set, inhale, and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's go ahead and try a little bit lateral movement now. So we're going to go ahead and take the right arm and the right leg out to the side and bring it back up. And take the left hand out to the side and bring it back up. So whatever amount you can, just try to get that balance and release that. So in the standing leg, that knee can stay soft and release. So that you're not locking at the joint. Just finding a little bit of balance and strengthening our ankle and our knee of the standing leg. And go ahead and release that back down. And roll those shoulders out. And go ahead and roll them forward. And let's go ahead and reach those hands right down to the side. And now we're going to reach down with that left arm reaching up. So the fingers on the right are reaching to the floor. The fingers on the left are reaching up to the sky. Keep breathing. Don't ever hold your breath as I hold the pose. And go ahead and bring that back down. Onto the other side. Inhale that right arm up. Reach the fingers away, nice and long, open through the side body, and release that back. Again, inhale that left arm up, stretch and reach, and release that back. Inhale that right arm up, stretch, and release, and bring that back. Last set. Inhale, lift up, reach the fingers away, stay right here, ground both feet back down into the mat, breathing nice long deep breaths, and release that back. Again, inhale that right arm up, reach the fingers away, press the feet down, find that length, keep breathing, don't hold the breath. Reaching apart and release that back. And let's go ahead and give ourselves a nice big hug today. Go ahead and cross those arms. And now drop your chin into your chest and tuck your belly button into your spine. Tilt that pelvis, and now we're going to round our back. And we're going to just fold forward, softening our knees, letting those elbows keep falling down toward the earth. So whatever amount, wherever you feel like you're tight, you can always bend the knees. Just keep stretching out through the back. Breathing nice, long, deep breaths. And then very, very slowly press through the feet and slowly uncurl and bring yourself back up. Remember which arm is on top. Open those arms, palms face me, and go ahead and cross that opposite arm on top. Another big hug. Drop that chin to your chest, tuck that belly in, and roll, roll, roll yourself all the way down. So usually it takes the body a couple of breaths before it releases the contraction of the breathing and of the muscles. So just keep breathing and allow that body to stretch as you breathe. And then slowly go ahead and press through the feet and bring yourself back up to a standing position. And let's just roll those shoulders out, nice big shoulder rolls. And pause and bring them back the other way. And now, standing up nice and tall. Let's just inhale and raise that right arm up, reaching those fingers up. Draw that shoulder back down into its socket, using that opposition, and release that back down. Inhale that left arm up. Again, if the shoulder comes up to the ear, you want to pull that shoulder down away from the ear. Fingers are still reaching up. Use that opposition to lengthen through that arm and release that down. Again, just the right arm. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Let's take both arms up at the same time. Inhale, open up through the sides, and exhale back down. And go ahead and extend those arms out to the side. Standing nice and center, we're just going to reach over to the right, and our abs are going to pull us back center. And we're going to reach over to the left, and the abdominals pull center. And reach right, and draw it center, and reach left, and draw it center. One last time. Reach right, and center, and reach left, and center. And release that back down. And go ahead, standing up nice and tall. We're just going to slide that right hand down a little bit, and the abs are going to pull us back up. And that left hand slides down a little bit, and the abs pull back up. Again, inhale, slide down, and press through the feet to push yourself back up. And down the other side, press the feet down, and stand back up. And that's a great job for warm-up. And now let's go ahead and come to the tops of our mats and start with our vinyasa. So coming up to the tops of the mats with your feet nice and parallel to the outside edges of the mat, we want to go ahead and inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, swan dive, folding at the hip joint, soften those knees and place the hands back down outside the feet. And now with your tummy on top of your thighs, press your feet into the floor and raise the hips up. And exhale back down. And inhale, raise up. And exhale back down. So whatever amount you can, press through the feet, raise the hips up, and exhale back down. Go ahead and step that right foot back and step that left foot back. Coming into a downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and walk the dog by bending one knee and lowering the opposite heel. The fingers are spread nice and wide. The thumbs are drawing toward each other. And now press the knuckles of the fingers as well as the palm into the mat and push yourself away. Keep those hips lifted nice and high. The gaze is right to the middle of the mat. Breathing nice, long, deep breaths. And now inhale onto the balls of the feet, lifting both heels up. Lift those hips nice and high. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, drop your knees down to the mat. Uncurl your toes and walk your hands right back underneath your shoulders. So now we're in a tabletop position with those knees under our hips, hands right underneath the shoulders. Coming into threading the needle. Inhale, sweep that right arm up, and now thread right underneath that left arm and put the whole right arm, turning your head over to the left, down onto the mat. And then raise that left arm up. Breathe. And go ahead and place that hand back to the mat. Push yourself back to that tabletop position. We're going to go into the other side. Go ahead and inhale, sweep that left arm up. Thread the needle under the right arm, turning your head over to the right. The hips stay nice and high in the air. And then raise that right arm up. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. And release that back down, bringing yourself back to that tabletop position. And now go ahead and shoot those elbows straight back and lower your chin and chest down to the mat. Hips stay high in the air. And then slide on through flat onto your bellies. Coming into a cobra position. The legs are going to come together. Point those toes to the back. And the hands are going to slide a little bit wider outside your chest. Now draw those elbows in and down toward your feet. Lift your belly button up into your spine and press your pelvis down. Inhale, float the head and shoulders up. Now energetically draw your hands back down toward your feet, engaging the back muscles, breathing nice, long, deep breaths. So remember, in any of the cobra positions, if this is all you can do, just stay right here. No shame, no criticism, and release yourself back down. And curl your toes under, push yourself right back up to that tabletop position. And go ahead and walk your hands back, and we're going to come up nice and tall onto our knees. And go ahead and extend that right leg out to the side. That right hand's going to be right on that right leg. And we're going to raise our left arm up into a side bend. We're going to lengthen on over and bring it back. Again, lengthen on over, reaching a little further this time. And bring it back. Again, reach on over and bring it back. This one we're going to hold. Reach on over, reach away, reach away, reach away. And now press that left knee and that left foot down into the mat. Breathing nice, long, deep breaths. Don't hold the breath. And go ahead and release that. And go ahead back to tabletop and change those legs out. That left leg extends. That right arm comes up. And reach on over. And bring it back. And reach on over. And bring it back. And reach on over. And exhale. Last time, holding over here. Reach on over. Reach, reach, reach. Press the top of that right foot down. Really feel that right side open. Keep breathing. Don't hold the breath. And release that back. And come back to that tabletop position. And now go ahead and step that right foot forward, curl your back toes, lift that back knee, and step that forward. And now go ahead and lift your toes and walk your fingers right under your toes for gorilla. Press your feet down and raise your hips up, but keep your tummy on top of your thighs, telling me that your spine is straight. You're starting to open up the calf, the back of the knee, the hamstring. Breathing nice, long, deep breaths. At any time, you want to slowly shake your head yes, or shake your head no, releasing any tension in the neck. Go ahead and release your fingers, bend your knees, press through the feet, inhale overhead, and bring it back to the heart center. Go ahead and close your eyes. Just take a pause and notice any body sensations that you notice. Maybe you notice that your heart rate's a little faster. Maybe you notice your breathing's a little deeper. Maybe you even can tell that the body temperature is starting to warm up. At the tops of the mats. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, slide your hands up your shins, flat back. Exhale, hands outside the front foot. Step that left foot back and go ahead and drop that left knee down to the mat. So now we're in a runner stretch with our hands on each side of that front foot. Now make sure you've got enough, I don't want you back here at a 90-degree angle. I want that front foot forward enough that the weight shifts forward and you get a good stretch in this left hip flexor. And now, go ahead and walk your fingers back, flex your foot, and lengthen over that right leg. And exhale, shift your weight forward again. And inhale, walk yourself back, flex the foot, lengthen over, and exhale, shift again. So now when you're here, you're focusing on that left hip flexor melting toward the mat. And then when you walk yourself back, you're drawing the toes toward the body. Tummies are engaged so that you can fold over. Breathing nice, long, deep breaths. And last time, we're going to exhale here. Keep that left hand on the mat and inhale, come into a twisting toward the knee. Breathing nice, long, deep breaths. And go ahead and place that back down. And swing that leg back. And let's go ahead and sit back into a child's pose, sitting back onto our heels. The arms can walk out as far forward as you want. If you want to rest your head down onto the mat, you may. Breathing nice, long, deep breaths. Those fingers are spread nice and wide. Inhale, and on the exhale, press the hands into the mat and push yourself away. And bring yourself back up. And a big step forward with that left foot. Again, shift your weight into that front heel, focusing on this right hip flexor, stretching through, and walk yourself back, flex the foot, allow that left hip to relax, breathe, and exhale, shift it forward again. And again, walk yourself back, flex through the foot, lengthen over, and exhale, shift forward. One last time. Go ahead and walk yourself back, breathing nice, long, deep breaths, dropping those shoulders from your ears, and exhale, shift it forward. Get the weight forward onto that front foot, and then raise that left hand up, twisting toward the knee, breathing nice, long, deep breaths. And go ahead and release that. And go ahead and swing that left leg back. So now walk your hands a good handprint forward from your shoulders and come into a modified plank position. So you want to be nice and flat in a modified plank with those shoulders right over your wrists. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to take that left hand and tap our right shoulder and tap our left. Tap right, tap left, tap right, tap left. Go ahead and come forward. Shoot those elbows straight back and hold. And lower yourself all the way down to your mat. Again, coming into that nice cobra position with your legs together, the toes pointed to the back, sliding the hands a little bit wider outside your chest. Those elbows come in and down towards your feet. Abs are engaged and press the pelvis down. Inhale, float all the way up into that baby cobra. Keep pressing your hands into the mat so the hips come off the mat. Now don't lock your elbows. Keep those elbows soft. Looking forward, big arch in the back. Breathe in the full cobra and lower yourself back down. Curl the toes under, push yourself back up, and we're going to come back to that tabletop position. And again, we're going to go ahead and step that left foot forward, shift our weight forward, and now we're going to inhale and raise our chest and our arms up. So all the weight's in that front foot, gazing up into our modified crescent lunge, and exhale, release that back. Swing that left leg back, and change that up. Right leg comes forward. Again, inhale, lift the chest and the arms up overhead. Shift your weight into that front foot so that you feel a good stretch in that back left thigh. Breathe. And exhale, release that. Curl your back toes under, lift that back knee, step that forward. And let's go ahead and just grab elbow to elbow, sway side to side, release any tension in that low back, and release that down. Soften your knees, press through the feet, inhale overhead, and bring it back to the heart center. We've moved all parts of the spine in the 7 different directions that they move. Let's go ahead and bring it down to the mat. So coming down to a seated position on the mat, we're going to grab our hands right behind our thighs. Our feet are going to be flat down to the mat. And we're going to go ahead and tilt ourselves back and lift those knees up. Hold your tummy in nice and tight. And now draw those shoulders back and lift your chest up to where the wall and the ceiling meet, or where the sky is if you're outside. Breathing nice, long, deep breaths. And then go ahead and place your feet back down onto the mat and let the soles of the feet come together and let those knees open up. So you can have those heels as close or as far away as you need. Grab onto your ankles. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. And now as you exhale, walk your hands around your toes and pull your chest over your heels. And then you decide how much you want to press the soles of your feet together. The more you press the soles of your feet together, the more stretch you're going to start to feel. Notice where that is for you. Maybe it's in the groin, maybe it's in the hips, maybe it's in the low back. Keep breathing, and as you breathe, you're going to notice that on the next exhale, you might have a little more space to draw yourself forward. Now slide your thumbs down to the ball of the foot and open your feet like a spiral notebook, opening up those hips just a little bit more. And go ahead and release that. And go ahead and bring those knees back up. And we're going to walk ourselves down toward the ends of the mats. With our knees bent and our feet flat on the floor, we're going to tuck and roll ourselves all the way down to the mat. And now bring those feet close to your bottom and extend those arms out to a T shape. Zip those legs together. And now we're going to drop both knees over to the right. So that whole left foot is coming off the floor twisting in the spine, breathing nice, long, deep breaths. And bring it back center. And twist over to the other side. And bring it back center. One more time. Drop the knees over to the right. And release them back. And drop them over to the left. And release them back. And go ahead and extend that right leg straight up. And go ahead and grab either behind the thigh or behind the calf. And we're going to extend that other leg out. Tuck your chin in and roll your shoulders up. And we're going to do a single leg stretch, pulling that right leg forward and then the left. And the right. And the left. And the right. And the left. Last set. Bring it forward and release and forward and release. And roll yourself down. Hug those knees. Rock side to side. Massage that low back. Breathe nice, long, deep breaths. And now let your feet land so wide that the big toe and the inner heel touch the edge of your mat. Again, those arms can be out to the side in a T shape. And now we're going to drop both knees over to the right like a windshield wiper. And bring them back center. And over to the left. And center. Over to the right. And center. And over to the left. And center. And go ahead and walk those feet back onto the mat. And extend those legs out to the corners of the mats. Bring those arms down alongside yourself and rotate those shoulders so the backs of the hands are on the floor. Your gaze is straight up. You can lean into one shoulder blade and walk that shoulder blade under your back. And then exhale and let the spine fall right down the center. You can wiggle your fingers and toes and just let everything relax. Draw that chin towards your chest so that you keep your neck nice and long. Close the eyes. Just breathing normally. Allow the body to sink into the earth. And on the inhale, let the body, top of the body, float up to the heavens. As you exhale, imprint into the mat and into the earth. On the inhale, expand and open. Just continue on, keeping your focus on your breathing. Noticing the breath going all the way through the body. Anytime you find any pain or any tension, just send your breath to that area and tell that area to relax. Relaxing the tongue from the roof of the mouth, the back of the throat. Going to be quiet so you can keep your focus on your breathing and totally relax another 10%. And for those of you who want to continue to stay here in Shavasana, you're welcome to. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and start to wiggle our fingers and wiggle the toes. Bringing the legs together, reaching the arms up overhead, the backs of the hands on the floor behind us. Stretch the body nice and long. And then go ahead and bend the knees and hug those knees into your chest, rocking side to side. And now roll all the way onto the right side of your body. And extend that right arm overhead, resting your head on that upper right arm. And that left hand comes right flat on the floor in front of your chest. The knees stay bent for just a moment. And then protecting that low back, go ahead and extend that top leg and push that left hand into the mat, bringing yourself into a nice seated position. So nice, easy pose with the legs simply crossed. Bring those hands together in prayer position. Sitting up nice and tall, slightly bowing the head. May the light in my heart center shine upon the light in your heart center. And together we're all one in this universe. Namaste. Please remember to subscribe to At First Class Yoga.